Hello guys, welcome back. How's the day going? I hope it's great. I forgot to unmute the game. It's unmuted. So how's the day going? I hope it's great. Today we continue playing Genshin Impact and, well, we have a bunch of things to do. Especially since Sumeru is about to be released. I already pre-downloaded the game, so I won't need to do that when it comes out. I'm excited to see what comes out, and the thing is, I was thinking maybe it's finally time to once again spend my resin. 22 fragile resin. It's usually enough to almost build a full character. Like, full rebuild the character I already have. Maybe not to the point I would be completely satisfied with, but you know, to decent point. But at the same time I thought maybe I should wait till Sumeru, because there will be more new domains. I think there will be at least two more artifact sets. Actually, I want to take a look at it today, a little bit later, but still today. I haven't checked what they are. I saw that they announced it, and I want to see if they're, you know, worth it or not. My guess is one of them must be somehow related to Dendro, so like Dendro damage. Maybe 2-piece Dendro damage, as you know, some piece like 15 or 30%. And something else. It would be really interesting if they decide to do it as 4 set piece bonus. There must be Dendro bonus. I'll be really surprised if there isn't. But we'll see. And I want to see if I want to farm them, because I saw 5-star characters that they announced, and I wouldn't say I'm that excited about them. Like, they're interesting, but it's not that I wouldn't mind getting them. Maybe not the first guy though. I wouldn't mind getting them, but they probably wouldn't become my first priority to build. So if so, I might just, you know, spend my resin to build Chi-Chi. Or build Noelle maybe. Or both at the same time, because they get different artifacts from the same domain. Get the point. Because probably. Wait, no. I expected Abyss to be different when Sumeru is released, but no, apparently not. Apparently it will be the same for a whole week. I won't have time to farm domains though, when it comes out finally. Exploring and treasure hunting and quests and whatnot will take over me. Call the stream probably as well. And yeah, no time to farm. You know how it goes. When new stuff comes out, you like want to complete it as fast as possible. Probably will too. I'm excited about supports, if there will be any though. Dory kinda looks like support. Probably because she's just small. But we'll see, I guess. Oh, I forgot. Turn on the music. Let's continue. I'm real curious about what it's gonna be. Sumeru also, from what I saw, as I already said several times actually, I didn't watch all the announcement because I don't wanna like wait for it, and I want to get excited when it actually comes out, right? I wouldn't be surprised if I knew about all this, right? And I personally find it a lot more interesting to to explore it myself, like throughout, not in one stream where they announce all of the stuff, but you know, myself slowly but surely via exploring. That's why. But from what I saw, like a glance, I saw that Sumeru is supposed to be really big. It looked very big. And I'm a bit afraid, not gonna lie. Inazuma itself already took me a while to complete, and I'm still like, you know, I'm still not completing like to 100%. Look, I have like 5 here, 9 here, 9 here. I have in Chasm also. I need to do 300, but it's so thing. I will totally do that if I'm low on Prima Gems though. But yeah. And if Sumeru is even bigger, oh, that's gonna take a while. And the problem is, even if I'm not treasure hunting while I'm just exploring, I still do a lot of treasure hunting. Like every chest I see, I have to open. I can't just go past it. I know how people do that. It's impossible. And I end up spending a lot of time exploring, especially like, you know, if there is a quest I'm supposed to go through, it'll take me literal hours to even get to the destination. But it's also always exciting, you know, seeing new areas, new enemies maybe. I don't know exactly why, but I wasn't that interested in Chasm. And Economy was cool, but Economy is quite linear. Although it like tries to be full open world, but it's really not. It's very linear. So it's not like you can explore per se, you just follow the path and sometimes wander off. But mainly not. I wasn't that excited about exploring Economy. Chasm was just... it was interesting, but I was really busy at the time, and I also don't like the atmosphere there. Vibe it gives me. It's really meh. Just some caves. I have high hopes for Sumeru though. Sumeru is supposed to be somewhere here, I think, right? Like here. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can't contradict myself, but it is what it is. Also, today for whatever reason, I decided to check. If you know, there is a site, a website called speedrun.com, right? And well, it's about speedruns and records that people achieved in different games. And I decided to check if there is a category for Genshin. And there is. It's not quite competitive, but I don't think you can take the first places in most categories without, you know, spending time on it. And some of them were kind of interesting. I may try it sooner or later, but the problem is my mechanics are not as great. I'm mostly my strongest side is my theory craft. Let's go to bosses. Monday today, right? Yeah, weekly reset. And rules there are so strict that for whatever reason you can abuse a lot of bugs in most of the categories, but you can't like change the approach. The only approach there is like there isn't even a possibility to do something else and achieve the world record or even close. I'll show you what I mean, but like it's unlikely that I can take any significant places. There are completely uncontested categories like killing, for whatever reason, killing 100, 2, 3, 400 elite enemies, which is just tedious. Like, it's not hard. Well, it's totally not hard. Some categories even have absolutely no records at all. So, like, I think 400 enemies killed had no records at all. So, like, it's free. You can take first place because there is nobody else. But who the heck wants to kill 400 elite enemies? It's so dumb. Yeah, but there are also more interesting ones. Like, I don't know why, but there isn't... There isn't a category to defeat like a certain boss or several bosses, like all weekly bosses, and yeah, but that's it, like leashless. There's a category to get free elemental flowers. Well, 2 flowers and a dandelion seed. And basically, they limited by rules your team to basic team. The 3 characters: Traveler, Kaya, Lisa, and Amber. And you need to get Dandelion Seed, Pyro Flower, I'll show you, and Cryo Flower. And the strat goes like this. You teleport here, you get this Dandelion Seed with Traveler and Neo Traveler, you get this with Kaya, then you teleport, well, there are several locations after that, but you basically just teleport to any. Usually they go here, because they copy each other. They switch to Amber. They like, well, do this. You don't need to collect, you just need to trigger the reaction. And that's it. And the problem is, like, you can optimize it a lot, really. But not only you can't teleport to... not only you can't use any characters besides free ones, you also can't teleport to anything but these teleports and status. For whatever reason, you can't even use the mains, and you can't use your own teleport, portable teleport. You also can't use any characters, well, ults. Only just elemental skill and well, basic attack. Why? No idea. They just like, you have nothing to do. And the problem is, this is the only teleport where two flowers are nearby. Not a single one has it. So you just go here, do this to teleport somewhere else, collect the cryo one, and yeah, try to do it as fast as possible. And it's dumb. Like, instead of theory crafting, you're just stupidly grinding it till the point where, well, it's super optimized. There is a bit more interesting one. I forgot her name, but there are challenges in game where you have to reach the point in like under a certain amount of time. There is one in Wangshu in here she stays, and you need to reach like the top, the thing 102nd, and it's interesting. The another problem is, well, there are kind of different approaches, but the one World Record and other people use seems like the only one that actually gives you enough time. But for whatever reason, there. Oh, forgot to mention. In the flowers, they don't allow you to use any food buff, so you just go with your basic team, and that's it. You can teleport to waypoints, and that's all. There, they allowed you to use food buffs. They allowed you to use any character, like with passive, but not use their skills. So you like can use characters, but you can't use their skills. Why? No idea. And a lot more restrictions. So it ended up being like you pick Kaya because he has passive to decrease stamina consumption, you eat one certain food to decrease stamina consumption with climbing and running. And yeah, just proceed the same path as everybody else goes. Yet another... just grinding. Same thing again and again and again. And I don't know, I personally don't find it that great.
Gotta watch it.
Oh. Kill me. Like, if I could use Kazuha, I could... there would be so many possibilities to take, like, different pathing. Yeah, it would be kind of biased, I guess. But... I don't know. I would prefer that. Like, even if I didn't have Kazuha myself, I would like to see different records. I completely understand that most games have similar ones, but, like... if you want to not make it biased at all... oh god. And give everybody same mods? Well... create the rule to use the basic team for every challenge. Not only for one and... well... something else for another. Wait, we survived? I'm kinda disappointed, just... the thing is, I thought maybe trying to do it on stream, maybe a great idea, like, interesting to watch. But if it's just doing the same thing instead of theater crafting, I'll show you. It probably wouldn't be as interesting. Also, like, the fact that you are not allowed to use characters, but you are allowed to use bugs that people are abusing, and bugs are really weird. Like, I don't know how they are doing this, but there's a really interesting one which I thought might be, and I'm thinking there might be a lot of different ways to do that. It's a travel from one catering in Mondstadt to another one in Liyue, or backwards, which is cool. Like, it really is interesting. It has a lot of pathing, and yeah, you can just copy the world record and try to do it better, but you can just try yourself. But there, you're allowed to use characters, and you think, oh, but now with Yelan, with Sayo, and other, you're a lot stronger, right? Yeah, it could have been the case, unless there would be a really weird bug that just restores your stamina. And it seems, I'm not sure, it's just not what I think is. They disconnect from the internet and reconnect again. So it like kinda refreshes their stamina to the point where it was, without refreshing their positioning. And there is no way I'm doing that. I could have been, yeah, I would have loved to try to find the best path, but glitchless. I don't want to do this. There's also like a weird bug that I think doesn't exist anymore, that just launches your forward if you, I don't know, like open event tab or something. So it's real bad. So yeah, that's another category I was talking about. Let me show you. It'll be nowhere near the world record, but I'll show you the strat they do and why it's so hard. You should know that male characters, tall male characters, do it faster and consume less stamina, but... and they also use food buffs, so they have more stamina. But even without that, I'm pretty sure they are either using something really weird, like to save their stamina that I'm not aware of, or they somehow, again, use bugs. Because their stamina is just not... like, look. I used 1.5 bar to get here, and then you need to climb this wall as well. Well, of course we're getting stuck, which would be great. But yeah, it basically goes like kinda like this. And they also launch here with bug. And the record, I think, is like 33. Oh, no, it's actually less, I think. It's top 30, I think. Doesn't really matter. The problem is, they're using bugs and they're not allowing you to use anything else. So, like, you always take the same path, you always go... I think it's 22 or something. Really fast. So, kinda optimized. Allow you to use bugs, any bugs you want. Well, not really any, but you know, a lot more than I would love to see. But they're not allowing you to use characters. Not hero crafting, but just pure bug abusing and grinding. Oh no, this one has fire infusion. Put Diana in. I think it should be enough. I myself, I'm not really like familiar with speedrunning stuff, but well, I myself took part in only one similar thing. There was an event, which I don't know. The best I can describe it is a roguelike event in Dota. If you know the game. If not, it's MOBA, but event was roguelike, basically. But with MOBA mechanics. And the thing is, you had to get through maze, taking around different paths, different rooms, completing them, and, you know, eventually getting to the end. And that one I was participating, and not only participating, I won 2 times. It was going on like for 10 weeks, I think, and once every week. And I won 2 times, which is not the best result. The best one was 8. It was going on once a week, but for different regions, so 4 in total. You couldn't participate twice in the same week, but there were 4 leaderboards for each week. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, the best team won 8. Next best won like 5 or 4, I think. And there were a bunch of people who won 3 or 2. You were one of them. So yeah, did pretty good. And there, it was a lot of hero crafting. Not only you could have used a lot of different characters, you also could have taken different paths, so it was about exploring. It was it was the same maze for everybody. So it's like randomly generated, but it's the same once event starts. Like, kinda like that. And yeah, there was a lot of hero crafting, and we won. One time we won because, well, new characters got released, and I came out with a different team, which nobody was using besides us. And because of that, we won. We just completely crushed everybody else. And then, after that, everybody started using our team. It's kind of a shame. But, you know, couldn't help.
Thank you. And good night.
And yeah, another time we won because just we really played very well. And well, something like that. Come out with different ideas, trying different strats. And not just stupidly grinding. In grind-like speedruns, the only thing that might be interesting, in my opinion, is, well, discovering the strats. How they initially are done. I'm so dead. Okay. I'll add more. I think I can add Bennett. So yeah. You know, there would be kill all bosses, like world bosses, you know, all the cubes and stuff, right? Without changing team, it would be interesting because you have to come out with different teams. And depending on the team, it might be, well, faster on one place and slower on another. Would be great, interesting. It also, well, it also kinda challenges your artifact value, but I don't think it would matter that much. It would be still more interesting. Okay,
You want me on your team?
let's go maybe with full team. What else do I have? Rosaria? Provide me anything? Really? Oh, Sinchu. Oh yeah, Sinchu.
Justice.
That'll help. Yeah. Still maybe one day. Killing 100 elite enemies sounds possible, but also, if not thinking about it too competitive, maybe it's not that bad. So like, if I just want to take, well, to take 30th place maybe, it's not, as I said, it's not that competitive, so it wouldn't be a big problem. And just take what we can get with the time we're happy with, and just proceed. Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll do that. Seems like an interesting idea. Especially, as I said, traveling from one Katarina to another. I always was wondering how long it takes, well, to travel from one way to another, from one town or city rather to another.
Shoot, I can't afford any more. No, my soul.
And you know, the record was like
Witness the power.
sub 5 minutes, which is not something I am able to achieve probably, especially without bug abusing. But I know, maybe under 5-10, maybe under 10 minutes, I can do. Probably can.
You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not.
But if it ever happens, it happens after Sumeru release. And
Experience an eon
exploring.
of suffering.
So you may not wait for it to happen anytime soon.
No, my soul. Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a bow.
Yeah, just die already. I like how with team you basically don't need to think about what's going on the screen, just stay here. Although I just destroy my shield, absolutely destroy.
Everybody stand back.
It usually doesn't happen. I mean, he's not destroying it, maybe it just ran out. Maybe. Usually doesn't happen if I can deal enough damage, but this guy, not only he can infuse Pyro, he also does it as his first element. Do I lock it? Sure, let's see. Maybe it procs like 3 damage and will be a decent piece. As I saw, I'm lacking a lot. Crit rate and crit damage. Chocolates. Do I have +4 in feed? Don't. HP, okay, great. I really need to go through a lot of these. Let's maybe start slow and see. Wow, I have a lot of locked pieces I've never used. Because there are some pieces I keep to roll and I never roll. So this one is good. 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 If they have at least 2. Why exactly do I keep this? I mean, I can use this as an offset piece, but the set itself is not great. I thought I could use it on like catching in mono Electro team, but no. Actually, can I? No, not really. I would use just two piece from the other set in the same domain, and two piece like Glad or something, right? Yeah. But still, I can keep it. Oh, that's actually great. This is even better. Good. Defense. As offset piece. Is there somebody who needs defense, crit rate, attack, and HP? There is. Like Noelle. He needs crit rate and attack, and also defense. Okay, that's not bad. Also good. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. I'm not capped, right? Yeah, I'm not nearly capped, so it's fine. Healing bonus with HP, crit damage, and elemental. Not really, right? HP is great, but I don't think I need... I mean, crit damage is not bad. But I probably will want like energy charge or something or healing circlet. And I also don't need healing circlets at all, so unless it has 3 good stats, I should not keep. It's probably gonna be a offset piece anyway. That's great. That's also not bad. Decent. Decent. Yeah. Wow, look at this defense. Who can use this? I don't have a single character who can use offset defense piece. But it has crit damage, crit rate, attack, and energy charge. It's a perfect piece for Noelle. Maybe? That's also not bad. Okay, since I don't need Maiden Set, I'll just throw away every piece that has less than 3 substats I need, right? Because it's at best, I'm never using Maiden Set. There are better options. Just purely better. So only as a set piece. Attack and crit rate is not enough. This is also not enough. Crit rate, attack, elemental mastery. No. This I can keep. No. No. I mean, these are always opportunities to go full crit damage, but I'm not going for it. I need artifacts for upcoming Strum Box. Why do I keep this? HP crit rate? Oh. I'm keeping a lot of stuff I don't need. I'm not rolling flowers and feathers. So if you see I'm throwing away like this, and it can be crit damage, crit rate, energy charge, it's not bad. It's like maybe still worth even trying, but should I really care about it in flowers? No. Really? And what are the chances that I'm running offset, feather, or flower? Close to 0. This one is good. This one is... yeah, elemental mastery offset piece. Why am I keeping HP goblet if I must have locked an accent? Okay, things like this. If they get the good stat, I can keep it. If not, I throw it away. Why? It went all the way up? Okay, maybe we'll go back. Okay. Crit rate, crit damage, HP. Is there a person who needs this? HP based. Normal attack hits opponents, there is a 36% chance to trigger Valor Rite, which will increase normal attack damage by 70% of the attack. Oh. Isn't it like a Yato piece? A Yato set, I mean? Does Yato scale with attack? He does, right? Doesn't need HP. Does kinda scale with HP. His damage is from attack though. So he is both attack. I'm not going for a Yata anyway, so the hell I should care. I really should not get attached to flowers. Who need this? Really, like, low crit rate, it's good crit damage, but whatever. Attack crit damage, elemental mastery. Let's actually see. This one I can roll. If it gets crit rate, it's a piece to keep. Then no. I can actually do that, yeah. I'm not going through all of these today. don't worry. I'm just... I want to slowly but surely get through it. So let's go for gladiators, and after that I'll stop. Is there a reason to keep attack piece, attack goblet with 2 stats? Who might need attack over elemental damage bonus or physical damage bonus? Some may need HP, right? Well, I guess somebody like Chi-Chi, if you're not going like PS Chi-Chi, who only needs attack to heal. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, let's roll. My Hotao is built and there is no other character who needs HP. How good my Hotao goblet is? Decent. I don't know if I should... Like, if I change my current weapon to Dragon's Bane, I probably eventually will. There is a reason to like change it, but I really love this crit rate. I love it. If I get more elemental mastery, I'll overcap. For now, it's great. 200 is just great. And this goblet has everything I need. HP, low crit damage, but a lot of elemental mastery. Okay, maybe I don't care about it anyway. If it would be HP crit rate crit damage, I would think it's HP, crit rate, and attack. And the only character that needs it is Hotao. So no way, right? Where is it? Did I not see it? Yeah. It makes me dizzy, the amount of artifacts I have. What about the Electro bonus? Please get something good. If it gets good, I will probably even roll it. Not good enough. No. I'll just plainly unlock it. HP, crit rate, nothing. No. I have better defense offset pieces. Energy charge, crit rate, attack. Sure. Yes. HP. Oh, that's good. I'll keep it only because there is a defense flat. Oh, this is also not bad. For somebody who may need again HP, like this is more versatile than like compared to the goblet I've had, because it has HP percent, and HP percent a lot more characters may need HP percent and scale from HP than scale from HP and be pyro character to use pyro goblet. That being said, man, look in this. That is a great pick. Wow, like something like this. I still don't have a full set for Pacer. I'm keeping this only because of elemental mastery. No. Like, it's unlikely to scale from attack and HP. So I count this as that stat. Crit damage is okay. Elemental mastery is most likely not. No. 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 How about you use Glad anyway? No. The only way for me to keep it if it has like both crits and probably attack or HP. That way I can consider that. But no. Okay, this actually I will keep because it has energy charge. Really versatile. That as well. Both crit rate and defense flat, great. It's the first time actually I'm doing this. I've never actually unlocked artifacts I kept. I'll roll it. No, I actually will not. I'll keep it because it has defense and buff crits. That's good, I guess. I did unlock a lot of artifacts before, but most of them were kept from before and like unlock them while rolling. It's not just cleaning up, you know. I can keep that. If it dodges defense. If I had enough artifacts to roll, I would upgrade at least to +8 everything I keep. And see if it's worth still. It's basically the same, but worse. Sure, okay. I want to throw away my whole inventory. And we are like 1/5 way done. Continue later. Okay, so. Yeah, great. Got the resin. Hey, thank you for following me, Tao Solos. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Actually, don't need this, right? Why not hear the lore though? I don't know. There is something wrong, I guess, with stream elements lately. Or maybe just on my side. I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It like writes in the chat, but maybe I just can't hear it. I forgot who was here. I really forgot. It was Sayo definitely. And Yunjin, yeah. How was that?
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
Come on, child, we all know you are no match to Yoimiya.
Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more serious.
Oh, okay, give me just a minute. I'll finish the child and get your account.
The fuse is lit.
Weirdly enough, Child is one of the strongest, like, attack-wise bosses. Only he can easily break my Diana shield. And yet he's one of the easiest bosses. Look, he's completely destroying me.
I'm here.
He's just too slow. I think if they made him, I don't know, like 50% faster, wouldn't be a problem at all. What did I just say? He would be more challenging. Every time I see this, I sometimes think it's a billet. Okay. At your ID, you're in Europe. Okay, so I can't do it in game. You're AR-59. You don't clear your beast though? Okay, let's see. I don't know what what the weapon does. It just gives you attack, right? Oh, and attack speed. Okay. The heal is great, I see. 2000 attack, a lot of elemental mastery, which is probably not needed. Crit rate, crit damage is on. Do you run crit damage circle? You run crit rate. Oh, so you're just like some crit rate. And low energy. What team are you using Yula in? It's good, but depends on the team. You might want to get a little more energy charge. You have like Diona or another battery. It's great. Well, you probably already know that, and well, it's always a struggle to get 1-to ratio, but if possible, you want to work towards it. Without like losing value, just get more crit rate and less crit damage, or just purely more crit rate. Oh wait, this lower is not that great. How much do I have spent farming for Eula? I mean, it depends. If she's not your main, I guess it's fine. But if you're using her constantly, yeah, I would totally get better piece. And she's also on 2-2 piece. 2-2 stats. This is great. This is great. Would love to have that feather. That is also good. Unfortunate to have a lot of elemental mastery. But crit rate with energy charge and crit damage gives you too much value to just not wear it. Oh yeah, physical damage goblet is even worse. You have 3 of this set and 2 of physical damage. You can easily replace 1 of these 2 really bad pieces. Well, okay, this actually is not bad. It has 30 stat value. Yeah, you can totally keep circling. I would recommend replacing this with offset piece if you probably should have something better than just 14 crit damage. Do you not? I know physical damage bonus may be like an issue. I really personally struggle to get that. But 14 crit damage, really? I guess there's not a lot of things manual. Not a lot of things you can change with Eula, but I recommend like focusing firstly on changing your goblet. Let's see next. Iron is not built. Are you building her right now? Oh wow, she has better pieces than I do. And you, how come? Raiden is built? Well, I don't know, I unfortunately don't see artifacts. I mean, maybe it's something in game. If you put artifacts recently, she might have not updated yet. And, well, it takes a while to update. I can check in... Let's leave Raiden for now. And I'll check later if artifacts appear. If not, I can try to see in browser. Fully built? Well, I guess... I don't know, something wrong. Well... Okay. It seems like she is built, I just don't see artifacts. Okay, let's just go over her stats. 2000 attack is great. Elemental mastery you don't need, right? Again, you have a lot of crit rate. I can't tell, like... If you're running crit damage... Okay, you know what? It seems to be working in browser, so let me go there. And it's not okay. Oh, that works. Hey, I can look at this. You are running crit damage speed. If you can get like a crit rate with, let's say, like 20-ish crit damage, I would totally recommend switching that. That'll give you a lot more on average damage. On the other hand, if you love seeing big numbers, well, feel free to keep it as is. It's good, just not ideal ratio, and really far from ideal. It's like 1-4. Okay, let's see. I'm really surprised you have that good of a sense, right? With 14 crit damage, 7 and 5 crit. So effectively you have 30 crit value and 15 attack on the top, and well, flat attack as well. It's the best you can get, really. And you have this flower. It's not bad, but it has 35 crit value and that's it. How is your flower worse than your sands? And your feather is also worse. Like, don't get me wrong. They are good. They are good. They're probably not what even I would keep. It depends on the time you spent in emblem domain, but you should really have better ones. Is it your main? Sorry. Is it your main emblem set? Maybe you just got really unfortunate with your plow and feather. I mean, it also depends on the team you're using Raiden in. If she can benefit from elemental mastery, maybe it's not as bad. But yeah, it's good. Overall, she is good. Okay. Your goblet. Oh wait, your goblet. You have attack goblet. What? Why? I mean, I get it that it has a really good. I was wondering, like, why your electro damage is so low. It's because you don't have electro damage goblet. I'm actually not sure. I can't tell. I know that there is a chance that electro damage goblet will give you less than attack damage. But like, no, it certainly should give you. Okay, let me think. No, okay, actually, it gives you about the same. It gives you about the same. Because this gives you about 25% bonus to your attack, and Electro Goblet will give you about the same. I mean, it's fine then. It's pretty good, and considering your goblet is also better than your feather and flower. Where are your flower and feather? Oh, yes, flower and feathers. And the circle is like just about like mine. It's also good. Okay, your Raiden is great, really great. I'm really confused why your flower and feather are worse than everything else. But besides that, she's great. She should be more than enough to everything. I'm guessing you can use her with Eula, but I never tried that. Okay, let's go to Ganyu. There's no Blizzard set. You're using her in Freeze team? Oh, I haven't seen Freeze Ganyu in a while. I was using her myself a while ago, but I rebuilt her more than a year, I think. That being said, I personally think that Melt Ganyu is a lot stronger than Freeze Ganyu. Like 40% crit rate. Oh, you're also overcapping with crit rate, right? Yeah, you can sacrifice crit rate. You can totally... Not gonna lie, you can probably just throw away this and replace it with crit damage. Because you have 40% from... Well... 40% from... I forgot. From set bonus. 15% from Cryo Resonance. Most likely you're Ryan to Cryo, right, in your team, if your Ryan's freeze. Ganyu is not enough alone. Most likely. So 15% from Cryo Resonance and 20% from passive. So you're getting 75% like from nothing. Even if you have 5 crit rate, you will still have 80. So you really don't need this. And it's not even as good. It has some elemental mastery, but if you're using her in Freeze team, you don't care about elemental mastery, right? So I would totally recommend switching your circle if you're planning to use her in Freeze team. Your flower is again not as great. It also only has 20. Your flower feather, on the other hand, is a lot better. It's kind of like Raiden's, but a bit less. Do you need energy charge? Not really, right? Yeah, probably don't. Oh god, this sense. I mean, to start it didn't have anything. I'm guessing you didn't spend a lot of time in Blizzard domain, did you? Yeah, only 6 crit rate. Every stat else is completely wasted. Goblet, on the other hand, is not as bad. I mean, you have such a great goblet for Melganyu. Don't you want to try Melganyu? Well, she can probably deal decent damage, especially with Amos bow. But I doubt she is enough in Current Abyss. Although I was wrong, Current Abyss seems to be so much easier than I expected it to be. So I don't know. Maybe she is. You totally can try, but she can be a lot more. Well, you either need to farm more. You don't really have anything to change besides Circlet. Totally change Circlet to crit damage. It will increase your damage a lot. And if you're not going to use... Wait, so if you're going to use Freeze Gun, you need to change every piece besides your feather, basically. Everything else is just not exactly to the point. I mean, I guess you can still... No, there's no way you can keep that flower. You can keep the goblet. Totally don't feed it to something else. It's good goblet. It's just not this Ganyu's goblet. Everything else is just completely thrown away. I don't know. In my opinion, anything that provides you less than 20 substats, like good substats, it's not worth it. Really not. Unless you're just building your support, which you're barely using. With that being said, if your Ganyu is just supporting your freeze team, yeah, Amos Bow in that case is not the best option. But yeah, if you're planning to rebuild her fully, I would recommend rebuilding with Wanderer's Trope and building a Melt Ganyu. I didn't regret it a single time since I built her. She's doing a lot more damage than Freeze comp. Even though you need shield. Have an ad. Oh, okay. Let me just drink the water then. Oh, Amos does really provide a lot of. Wait, this is. What's that goblet? How long this ad is going to go? I think I can check it somewhere. Back? Oh. I don't know. I really don't like these ads as well. I wish I could disable them, but unfortunately it's not an option once you become affiliate. But yeah. I also noticed that you apparently have attack damage goblet. In this case, you totally want cryo damage. You totally want cryo damage over attack damage. So, as I already mentioned, if you like missed it, you want to rebuild her fully. And if you're rebuilding her fully, I would recommend to look towards another set, which is Wanderer's Trope, and build Melganyu. And still, you can, I don't know, maybe you can keep this feather to Ayaka if you have one, or if you are planning to get one. Everything else is thrown away, at least for now. There's not a single character that can make use of, well, these pieces. So yeah. You probably, if you don't care about Ganyu, you probably can keep her as this. She'll probably still deal a lot of damage because Ganyu is just a ridiculous character, but not nearly at her max potential. Okay, let's see Zhongli. He's in Favonius, and he still has 50. Okay, why? How you guys get so much HP? I mean, I guess he has a lot of base HP. HP, yeah, it's HP. It has a lot of HP on your... Wait, it's 2 millilith, 2 bolite. He's just shielded, right? What's bolite provides you? Shield strength, I think? You know, I really doubt... I don't know what his constellations do, unfortunately. You know what? Can I go back to the game? So I can check? I'm just checking if everybody else has artifacts. They do. Yeah, let's go back to the game. Okay. So... what his constellations do? Can I not check it? Okay, fine. Anyway, even if they don't make your shield even...
wine tastes the same as I...
If they don't make your shield stronger, it still doesn't matter. You probably don't need even stronger shield. 50,000 HP with shield, with Zhongli shield, is probably more than enough to tank anything in this world. Well, maybe Child can get through it, but most likely not. T2 shares shield with burst. Oh, I see AoE shield. Well, it only matters in co-op then. You totally need this set, and like, if he's not burst support and just shield support, like maybe occasionally pressing his burst, then this piece is great. 20 is what you're aiming for, but it's the wrong set. I would recommend going full... forgot the set name. Full millilith to buff your characters in the team. Maybe even sacrificing some HP. And you can totally get, well, the same circle. It has nothing but... well, it has HP, but this HP is less than like 10% of your HP. It's actually like more than... it's about 5%. It's really nothing. It's good. It's like kind of the best piece for pure shields only. But do you really care about this 1000 HP? No, you don't. So... yeah, totally replace Bolite with either 2 more millilith, or even if you're using his burst, maybe Emblem. I don't think there's anything else he can use. I would go for 4 millilith, for sure. That's an interesting piece. I'm guessing you are using his burst, right? Especially Favonius Lance provides energy for himself and to the team. But this is probably not enough to just cast. I don't know, I would sacrifice Bolide for millilith, and that's all. His HP is great. 50,000 is a lot. Especially with level 10 build. Hello, Stat Chef. I'm sorry if I'm not sure how to read your name, but T1 can place 2 poles, C2 gives everyone top shield. Oh.
Osmanthus wine
T1 can...
the same as I remember.
You mean they can coexist in the same... at the same time? Or just like 2 charges? It doesn't matter, actually. In any way, it doesn't really give you any benefits. Or any real benefits. You either want more energy charge if you want to use his burst, but you really don't need to. And millilith for bullet. You have Barbara. Do you have damage Barbara? Okay, I see. Sure. Okay, you have damage Barbara, but she's not built. Oh yeah, she is. Actually have no idea how to build damage Barbara. This is a great piece. For a goblet, of course. But I'm pretty sure you build her as any other, just DPS. Go... well, hydro damage. Here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure you can go Elemental Mastery here. just keep going. This Barber can. Sometimes Barber can hit really hard. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. That's placeholder for who? Just for random artifacts? Oh, that's a shame though.
When I'll be as tall as
Hello.
my big sister.
It's a shame that it's not DPS Barber. I would love to see one. I haven't seen those in the ages. Hey, what about D-Look? Oh, D-Look is good. Okay, yeah, on Gravestone C2. Oh, R2 rather. 50 crit rate, 170 crit damage. Oh wow! D-Look is actually, I think he is the best character so far. He's on crit damage, right? I think he gets crit rate with Ascension. I'm not sure about this. Is there a better piece? I'm pretty sure if you give him like Glad or something. Yeah, just give him Glad Circlet. This is not a good circlet, so I'm pretty sure you can find this at least similar one in Glad set and give him 18 attack instead of 25 physical damage. Because if you're playing him right, he mostly damages with Pyro. That's why you equip Pyro damage. How's everyone doing? Well, I'm doing great. How are you? How is everybody else? It's a good flower. I mean, it's not great per se. I would replace it eventually. But it's better than most. This feather is totally for replacement. Sense. Oh, the sense is great. Yeah, the sense is great. You actually don't need to even think about your sense anymore. Same with Goblet. I just don't get it. How do you just throw away all your flowers and feathers? How almost every character who is, well, decently built has better sense and Goblet than flower and feather? I don't get it. So yeah, just get... Well, I guess you can keep the flower. Maybe if you don't want to farm Crimson anymore, you can even keep the feather. But totally replace these two. Well, the set, I mean. This keep. This replace with Glad. Peace. And yeah, like, you're building characters right. Or so it seems. You don't have any, like, fundamental problems. You just have not the greatest pieces. Which I'm curious, you're AR-59. What were you doing if not farming artifacts? Wow, this is a really low crit rate. Unfortunately, I don't have Jade Cutter. You know, if you had Jade Cutter, it would be really great. Because that thing provides you insane amount of crit rate. You're fine, that's great. Just logged in back in Genshin, last time played was on BAL release. BAL release! It was more than a year ago, wasn't it? Oh. Need to get a team company common recommended? Oh, that depends. Do you, what characters do you have? You can also... Gotta how to speak. You can redeem the account review reward, and I'll do my best to help you to think of a team comp, and I'll recommend what changes can you make and what to use. If you're like, you only need team comp if you're going for a beast. Food is not maxed, unfortunately. Everything else is rather easy, really. You have really good flower. That flower is actually better than his flower. But I guess it's Glad Piece. It's obvious. Why? Why? Okay, it's Triple Crown catching, so I'm guessing you're using her a lot. But if so, why are you using Flute with Bless Oblige? There must be better. I unfortunately still don't have catching after getting C4, C3, I think, Chi-Chi, C1 Mono and C1 Jin. I'm still missing catching, so I have no idea what exactly is her best weapon. But I'm pretty sure if you have any 5-star swords, those are better. And if you don't, that gives you a lot of base attack. That's true, but doesn't give you anything else. Prototype is not better. Sing is not better. I mean, you can use if you still have the sword from Kazuha's quest, you can use that. That one is just Flute, but slightly better. One upgrade you can give her. I actually don't know. I don't think there are a lot of good swords out there. Want to start going for a beast? Usually, oh, yeah, I think I can help you. As I said, just redeem the account review. From following, you should have more than enough channel points to do so, and we'll see what we can do. This abyss is actually kinda easy, I think, if you know what you're doing. Does he seek your Benny? Oh, that's good. That's great. Not always, but it's good that you have every cancellation before CC. Great. It took me a while to get his cancellations as well. I also 6-6'd him, but now I can build my Eula team. I don't have any more support. These are not as good. Okay, Flower is great, Feather is... you can just throw it away immediately. Sands also provides you nothing, and it's also on the wrong side. Oh, it's Great Raid. Okay, this is actually great then. And this is nothing. You're really lucky because you have like 2 pieces already that you need. I would recommend, well, definitely change these 3, and well, whatever you can get easier. Totally Flower, Feather, I mean, will be a lot easier to get. So either get another set that gives you plus 18%, or get the electro damage bonus. Either of these will give you a lot more, well, than the Bless Oblige. And, you know, these pieces are not as great. They provide you nothing. This provides you a bit energy charge, which is not that great. This provides you just free crit rate. So yeah. Flower and Goblet, as I already said, are great. You can keep them. I'm also not sure. I think you want... like, you can build physical kitchen, but I'm pretty sure you want electro kitchen. I might be wrong though. It depends on your playstyle. So if physical, keep it. If not, maybe change it to electro. You can see all the characters. I can see 8 ones that you place, as you can see here. So, like, place the 8 ones you want to use in your teams, like DPS characters and such, so I can see who to build team around. And about supports, you can just, well, always answer. Or in the worst case scenario, we can just, you know, you can place 8 characters. Then while I'm reviewing, replace them with another characters so I can see them after. Okay, Yelan. I mean, Stringless is not bad, but there are better users for Stringless if you have. If you have Venti, totally better for him. If you have... I'm actually not sure. Probably still better on Fischl. Stringless just doesn't give you that much. Elemental Mastery is completely lost. Because if your character is off-field, Elemental Mastery does not apply. The R3 is great, but you know. Wait. Oh, it's Genshin. I thought, like, why there are 6 stars? Yeah. I would recommend giving her either Puff Bow if you have one, or her Event Bow if you also have it. I'm pretty sure her Event Bow gives her kind of the same as Stringless does with his passive, but it also gives you energy charge, which is crucial on Yelan. Crit rate is great, crit damage is... You would love to have a bit more crit damage, but it's fine, I guess. You can also replace one of the pieces with better offset piece. You have really low HP though. Do you have not a single... You know that Yelan scales with HP, right? She only deals damage with attack, with her base attack, which you are not using. Her E and her Q scales with HP purely. So you totally want to change this to HP sense and give this to somebody else. I don't know. This piece is actually really good. You can give it to Shanling, Chinchu, I don't know, maybe even Raiden, if you don't want, like... Energy Shot is great. But yeah, give it to somebody else. It's really bad on Yelan. Even though it provides you crit rate and energy charge, even if it's just 46 HP with nothing else, it's still better than this. Because, well, anyway, your crit rate is a bit high. You don't want to sacrifice like 30 of it, but... Yeah. Circlet, well, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure you should be able to get better ones. Just, well, keep farming. This has nothing. This is also better on somebody else, because it's like, it's a great piece for somebody with attack scaling, and it's okay piece for Yelan, because she doesn't need attack. If you're looking to maximize only your Yelan, sure, you can keep it. But if you want to maximize all your characters, there are probably better users. Even... It will be even better on your Raiden. This you can keep, it's just 5 attack. Although it's still better on somebody who scales with attack. Now I see where Flower and Feather went. Auto damage with 20 crit damage. I mean, it's onset piece, and... Oh, you know what, actually? This is not as bad, considering it's onset. So you can replace this, that has nothing, with offset crit rate piece, that provides you, well, some crit damage maybe. That would be great. And, yeah, totally replace this. You need HP. 20,000 is not nearly enough what you want. Like, ideally you want 30 to 40, somewhere in between, like, depending on what you can get. At the same time, gating other pieces. Yeah. Replace weapon, replace sense, and get offset circlet with crit rate and some substats. You know, overall, I think I don't know, I feel like you still can do the Abyss. You have good enough characters. They're not maximized, but they should be good enough. The general advice for you is just to keep farming artifacts, which I'm still curious. How did you get AR-59 without farming artifacts? So yeah, farm artifacts, and that's basically it. The only problem was with your Yelan, who for whatever reason had attack instead of HP. Other than that, just keep going with farming, replacing your current artifacts with better ones. You can probably play around. I don't know. I tried building Eula team I failed. You can easily, after you rebuild your Ganyu, you can easily go with Melt Ganyu in second half in Current Abyss, and probably in a lot of more. She is great single target and even better AoE damage dealer. With your Zhongli and, I don't know, Bennett Sandling, it would make a great team. With our character, you can use Raiden with Yelan and nothing else what you have. Probably would do also good enough. I personally tried using... I was testing a lot of teams this time, and I ended up finding a team with Raiden, Kazuha, Yae, Miko, and Yelan good enough to pass the Abyss 36 star. We had another team that was also really weak on the first half. So we have Kazuha and not Yae. Yae is good because she is off-field DPS, but any other regular player may be just good enough. Fischl or, I don't know, Sarah, if you have build one, would be good. I honestly believe this is good enough to pass. I don't know what you can use with Freeze Ganyu though. Really, I don't. If you have Kokomi or Mona, they can do, but you usually like freeze with something continuous like Yelan. I guess Kokomi can provide you enough Hydro, but I don't know. I would really recommend changing to Melt. Okay, let's see the next. You're also Europe. Your AR 40. You have a long way to work, you know. Just keep in mind that you have a lot of things to work on. It will take you probably a lot more time than you realize farming. But yeah, let's see. Let's see about teams first. I guess there is no real reason to go through builds because, well, 43, but from what I see, you can easily build national team, which is one of the easiest ones to use. And they deal pretty decent damage. The only downside to national team, if you're not familiar with national team, it's Raiden, Tinchu, Stanling, and Bennett. So you go Bennett buff to Sinchu and to Stanling, and then you just auto attack with, well not auto attack, but ult auto attack with Raiden, who recharges all their ults. This is great. It's insane amount of AoE and single target damage. The only downside is this team uses a lot of great supports, so you might not have supports for your second team. Never farm just desperation. Yeah, but like you like on the start, let's say. I don't know if you know, but like once you reach AR 55, leveling up gets significantly harder. So you saw just now a person with AR 59, right? And not gonna lie, I think it takes longer to get from AR 55 to AR 56, or let's say to AR 57, that's for sure longer, than from AR 1 to AR 55. It takes a lot of time. And to get like a decent character that can do the Abyss, you have to spend about a week or two in Artifact Domain to build them. And I'm only saying like decently. It would be good enough to clear everything in the game, but if you want to maximize their damage, you would want to spend in Domain at least a month, I'd say. So yeah, maybe I'm just saying, if it's a lot of time, not caring about Abyss is also an option. So yeah, if not national team, I'm guessing you want to use, since you put here Sarah and Lisa, I'm guessing you want to use them. I'm not sure if you can use Lisa. Lisa is great in only one type of team. Bennett is on the banner, right? I think he is. I think he is. Yeah, he is. You don't have a single band. Well, you know, I can relate. This is when I started playing. 5th of October 2020. And this is when I got banned.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, you know,
Where
like...
did that come from?
It took some time for me to get my bed. And I was playing almost... Well, I took a break for 4 months, but other than that, I was constantly playing. Didn't mean to pick Lisa. Oh. So, a lot of people don't know, Lisa's actually not a bad character. It's the only problem, you can't really use her, she's not very versatile. She has a really great passive that reduces enemies' defense, which is absolutely insane in physical damage comps. So, like, let's say if you'd have... I don't know who. Eula probably, because Cryo and Electro will also provide you even more damage. That would be great. Lisa would fit insane there. Other than physical damage, she's kinda impossible to use. Raiden and Sarah though. I saw when I was doing the Abyss another day for a viewer, I tried his hyper carry Raiden build. It was really great. It dealt insane damage. And yeah, his account, his artifacts, his weapons were insane, but I think even at lower investment, it would be easier. Because I made so many mistakes and still easily cleared it 36 stars. The team was... Okay, I actually don't remember the last... It was Sarah, a Nemo character that was Kazuha, but I'm pretty sure Sucrose can work as well. And Raiden. I don't remember the first character though. I think it was Bennett. So yeah, maybe Bennett, Sucrose, Sarah, Raiden. Can be another, a hyper carrier Raiden. With insane also damage, probably even more than the national single target. And it doesn't consume your other characters as well. Top lane after getting a lucky pool of Mona, Val, and Jing. Cool. I mean, lucky depends. Did you get them all early? If so, congratulations! People are not usually leaving after getting lucky, but... but still great. Mona is a really situational character as well as Jin. Ryan, on the other hand, can be used in everywhere. Literally got that. You got all of them in one temple? What? What? I mean, you lost to 50-50s, but you got 3 5-star. What? Yes, insane. Like, what the hell? The luckiest I got was I got Kazuha when I didn't want him on 110 pull with at 0 PD. I thought that's insane. Everything else I got only at soft PD, so at 75 plus full. Except for Klee, I think. I got her at 50 something, almost at soft PD as well. Hell, man. I mean, congrats, this is very lucky. First pull was Venti when he released. Sound okay, you know, maybe your account is just blessed. He still left, unfortunately. Got the video you want? I mean, I believe you. I saw people doing some crazy stuff. I actually... There was like a video when somebody got 5-star characters in 110 pool, and they were all events, so he won all 5 50-50s, or at least 4. Yeah, that is kinda like it. So back to the teams. You have two... Like, you're, I guess, working towards them. Stack and... Dragon's Biome is not good. As I said, Elemental Mastery doesn't work. So you're working towards 2 great supports, which is really good because I completely ignored supports for the longest time. You can build like a national team without... you banned the reserve though. Without Raiden, I thought. Because you have Venti. What AoE damage can be great with Venti? Venti ult is a bit weird. I don't think Sunling's ult can reach Venti's. I don't have time to play. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I also had that time in my life. So understandable. Could spend time on the game since really enjoyed. I mean, if you have time now, that's a good time to return. Because there's a Sumeru will be released in 2 days, I think. Of course, in Sarah CC4. I mean, not really. I mean, it's great. You really need C1 because it gives you 2 E charges. Everything else is beneficial, but not as great. Like, not as crucial, I'd say. I don't know what Sarah does, really. I think she's good anyway, but only in Raiden Hypercare. Somebody told me that Raiden snapshots with her ult, which I'm not sure. Does she really? If so, yeah, Sarah is great in Raiden team and probably only Raiden team, or really anything that snapshots. So if you want to use your Raiden as on-field damage, like main damage, as I already said, Raiden Hypercarry is great. It would probably go like Bennett, Sarah, Sucrose, and Raiden. I'm thinking maybe instead of Sucrose you can use Jin or Venti. Oh, you know what? You can use Venti. You can probably use Venti. Although Sucrose will give you more damage. Sucrose gives you Brilliant Tails if you have. Well, you should have. Or should get its 3-star weapon that you can get from Wish. Venti is C0, but your favorite. Oh. If you want to use... Like, I'm not sure. I don't have Venti, so I'm not sure how exactly he works. If you can reach him, you can put him in your... like, somewhat national team without Raiden. So it would be something like Chanling, Tinchu, Venti, and something on field that will attack. I'm not sure. Who else do you have? Do you have like any on-field DPSs? I don't know, maybe if you're pulling for Yoimiya, I guess Yoimiya can do. Still proc Vaporize with Hydro, and yeah, she should fit. It seems a bit weird, but I think it would work. Yeah, I think another team you can use Venti in is, well, again, just put him in mentioned earlier Raiden team instead of Sucrose. Bennett, Sarah, Venti, and Raiden. Raiden can totally reach his ult with charge attack. I'm not sure if he can reach it with usual attack, but shouldn't be a big difference. Whatever, use charge attack instead of usual ones. To still destroy them. The problem is, I don't see who you can build team around but Raiden among these 8 characters. So, if you can tell me who do you want to build team around, who do you want to build your main DPS, it would be really great. If you don't have any particular... You can try using Taser team. I have no idea if it's still good enough. I mean, it definitely still is good enough, but can it clear Abyss with 36 stars? That's debatable. The team goes... It's Sucrose. Well, it's not always Sucrose, but probably best Sucrose. Tinchu, Beidou, and Fischl, I think. Yeah. to be better for Beidou. So it doesn't use any, super important characters, but it deals insane AoE damage. The damage in single target is crap though. So this taser team is only usable in, well, in AoE, which for now, I mean, first kind of fits it. First half of Abyss kind of fits it. I guess you shouldn't really care about floor 12 right now. So yeah, the easiest to build is Rational team and Taser. So if you're looking for fast progress, definitely pick one of those two, and then think about second team, depending on the characters you are left with. Would like to use Venti and Baal if possible. Well, as already mentioned, Venti can be used, but Venti is support, right? You can't, well, if you really want, you can build a team around Venti, but it's really hard. And it will require you insane amount of resources compared to other teams. With Baal, I already mentioned, either National, Baal, Bennett, Tinchu, and Stanling, or Raiden Harper carry, Raiden, let's say Venti, Tara, and also Bennett. Pick one of those two. Don't want to spend resources on a team that isn't able to complete Abyss in the future. Yeah, I mean, kinda actually, eventually any team, well, any team with purpose will be able. But, you can make anything work, but you need to spend enough resources, right? So it only depends on amount of time you're willing to spend on building those teams. Don't want it to be DPS, it's fine to be support. So then as I said, just use him in your Raiden Hyper carry. Raiden, Venti, Sarah, and Bennett. If you don't have Bennett and if you fail to get him, what else can improve your damage? I guess if any all-field DPS will do. You probably don't have Yaya, right? Since you weren't playing when she came out. Well, Fischl, yeah. When you can put just Fischl, but Bennett is really good. You should try to get him at least. I mean, if you don't want Yoimiya at all, you don't like her and don't care about her, then you may skip this banner. But eventually you want to get Bennett because he's just one of the best supports that can give you just pure attack without any condition. Especially at C1. Before that, he needs to heal you first. So, if you're using Raiden Hyper Carry, you're left with Sanling, Xinchu, Sucrose, Jin. I don't think you can use Jin. You can use her at, a early game. But after that, she can provide you a lot. Her only purpose will be applying Vandescent Venerset, which reduces elemental resistance by 40%. Enemies' resistances. And she kinda heals, but healing is not as great. You really want shield more. So, do you have other characters but this? Let me just go through character archive. If you're using Raiden and Venti in one team, what do you want to be in another one? There are a lot of characters that can be, main DPSs. Starting with, some weaker ones like Razor, Noel. I guess even Chongyun can be a DPS, on-field DPS. Then, Catching if you have her. Dilu can be. Lee, Tartaglia. Ganyu, Xiao, Hutao, Eula, Ayaka. There is a lot of characters that can be main DPSs. If you have any of... Okay, Yelan can't really. Ayaka. If you have any of them, it would be nice to build a team around them. Have some more, change to 8 more if you want. I mean, yeah, you can. Or you can, as already mentioned, you can just tell me which characters you have. From what I mentioned. Razor Noel, Dilu, Ketching, Tatalia, Lee, Gan Yu Xiao, Hutao, Yula Ayato, Ayaka, Ayato, Yoimiya, Ito. One of these characters can be, well, main carry. I don't think teams that are not featuring main carry are relevant now. Oh, also, yeah, Fate. It seems to be like a thing nowadays. They kinda swap in between AoE damage and single target damage, and usually teams that are not featuring main DPS are lacking single target damage, unless they are only focused on single target. That way they will deal a lot more. But you need to be able to do both, right? So kind of want both characters main DPS if you want to clear Abyss. If the Hoyo or Hoyoverse will keep doing that. Razor, Official, Ningo, and Noel. This is a 4-star. Do you have 5 stars? You can build team around Noel. You can try to build team around Noel, but I'm guessing you don't have enough. Geo characters need really specific characters to work for them. So I think Noel will be hard to build for you. Noel can use, like, I'm guessing Yunjin, but Yunjin is not great because her team will have a lot of Geo. Goro is totally a pick for Noel. Maybe Albedo? Maybe Bennett? Something like that, but like, as I said, you need a lot. Characters specific for Noel, not really versatile. A, Venti, Mona, and Jean. Oh, okay, so I see. Well, I guess for now, I would not recommend to build a team around Noel, or, well, anybody else you have right now. So go for Taser then. As already mentioned, your first team will be your Raiden team, and your second team will be Sucrose, Tinchu, where is she? Beidou, Sucrose, Tinchu, Beidou, and Fischl. This is the easiest team to build. They don't require a lot of things. Let me actually just go and kind of show you how they look. I don't think I have everybody built. Yeah, especially not Sarah. But they should do good enough. Like this. Since, like, you look at this, and if you see a lot of, like, different enemies, that's probably, well, a lot of enemies in the chamber as well. So you're fine with AoE. Here, though, as I say, you see, like, there's a lot of AoE here, but there is a single enemy here and only 3 here. Well, 2, but there are 2 of these. So it won't really work in 12th floor, but maybe before. So let me show how it works. This is one team, the Taser team. If you're struggling, if you will, struggle with this, you can replace Sucrose with, I don't know, actually a lot of characters. You can replace her with Barbara, who will give you heal. You'll replace her with maybe Kokomi if you get one eventually. But you know, yeah, basically just Barbara. And the second one will look like this. Raiden. Do I have Sarah? Oh, I do. Pretend this is Venti, okay? I don't have Venti. I have Kazuha. Kazuha is actually better in this team, but pretend this is Venti. And, like, you should not expect a lot from this team. These characters, these 4 characters right now in this team, everybody but Xingqiu are really poorly built. I haven't thought about them for a lot of time. Even Xingqiu is not as great. So, like, you will be easily able to reach this a lot faster than I, like. And it goes like this. You just auto-attack and, well, a lot of damage from all the...
Stand clear. Animal hypostasis emulation.
from all the ults, reactions, and, well, you just slowly but surely destroy them. You don't see a big numbers here, because, well, there are none.
As you wish.
To ashes.
But there are a lot of small numbers, and they, you know, slowly but surely kill enemies.
Absorption test.
So you see, I don't have any heal in the team, but I don't really need to, because they are not attacking me. They don't have just time to attack me. I actually have kill, I lied.
Time to act.
I have Xingqiu, and he is healing.
Rain outlines your fate. My
It
rules
doesn't
decree.
mean that you don't need to, like,
Animal test 6308.
to even care about your life anymore.
Absorption test.
And, well,
Midnight min.
and forget about, well, dodging and stuff.
Animal hypostasis emulation.
But you can totally, well,
Time to act.
not care about shield or healing as much
No, my soul.
as you usually do. But yeah, you see, like, this is really poorly built. I also have no idea how to play this. I also miss rotation a lot.
To ashes.
But they still managed to, well, clear it almost in time. You ideally want to clear 12th chamber in, well, each half. You want to clear within a minute and a half. And you see, I'm
As you wish, main Fräulein.
a bit slower than that. Around 30 seconds slower. But it's because I don't know how to play the team, and they are really poorly built. Tito Kujusara is very good with Raiden. She is! Mine is level 12, 20 though. But yeah, Sarah is great with Hypercarry Raiden. That was going to get banned. Got him ready and someone. Oh, that's lucky. Sometimes it's hard to get 4-star, but totally not impossible. That's great. Team looks good? It is good. It's like low investment, all 4-star, and, well, nothing else. This team goes like this. You press E, you press your E with Venti, you press your, well,
Light it up. I'm going in. Quiver.
like kinda the same. You cannot attack, you might not attack here.
Oblivion.
And like this, you just deal a lot of damage. You should be able to deal a lot more damage, and you should not use Raiden in the team where, in the chamber where there is Electro Shield. But you know, who cares?
One with wind and cloud. Time to go.
Everybody stand back. Flash.
I don't know why am I using this, but you see, like, even that, I'm like slowly destroying them. This team is also not optimized. Ideally, you want to, like, each time you go through rotation, you want to be able to, well, press all your buttons, so all elemental skills.
I always bounce.
Die.
Inazuma shines eternal.
But even this way, you see, like my Raiden is nowhere near as it should be, and she's dead. But you get the point. This team will be hard to play. A lot harder than the previous one, because Sucrose can CC, and, well, it's great, right? And not only Sucrose can CC, Sucrose with Xingqiu's shield and Beidou's shield will receive 70% less damage. Whilst in this team, the only one CC you'll have is Venti, who can only CC really small like small enemies, and big ones will still defeat you. So you'll have to dodge a lot. You have heal in that, unlike like in first team you have heal with Bennett, but you still can get one-shotted because you don't have shield. That's kind of what you expect from these teams. I think this should work. Look at my characters. My Sucrose has no attack, not really good crit rate, crit damage, and really low energy charge, and absolutely zero elemental mastery. By the way, if you're building Taser team, you want more elemental mastery. You don't care how much damage your Sucrose does, but you care about her swirls and reactions. If she's the one proccing Electro Charge, even though it's not her ult, since she's on field with Beidou and Xingqiu's ult, her elemental mastery will matter. So for that team, you want elemental mastery Sucrose. She should look like this, like just elemental mastery, and here another elemental, and get as much as you can on your flower and feather. Like, it's really not hard. Like, even without farming a lot, these are my leftover pieces from really long ago, and I still managed to get 700. So your Sucrose will have at least 500. Even more. Just 3 pieces will give you even more. And yeah, but important, Orvan Desnavan said, because, well, it's really important. It increases your damage significantly. My Xingqiu is, well, decent, but he is mostly on energy charge side. My Beidou is kinda okay-ish, I'd say.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
My official is garbage.
I created another universe and founded paradise.
Like,
For
I guess it's still better than yours, but you'll be easily getting even better artifacts than this. Well, I guess this one is not bad, but you know, like this, if nothing but 10 crit rate. This one also not as great. My Raiden is also only on the energy recharge side. My Raiden is actually good, so you may still expect to see bigger numbers if you have Sarah. It has a lot more to offer than mine. Does Bennett need any constellations? Bennett really needs first. Well, he doesn't really need, but it would be really great to have first one first. Usually he either restores you HP or gives you bonus attack. But with his C1, he always gives you bonus attack and heals you. Well, to a certain point he heals you and then only gives you attack as usual. So his heal remains, but he will give you bonus attack no matter what. And it also provides you 20 more bonus attack. But he can do without it. Even at C0, he's great. Other than that, I guess C5 is not bad, but really minor bonus. Everything else doesn't matter at all. Is Bennett that shouldn't have class constellation? It is. C1 Bennett at best, yeah. Everything else doesn't matter as much. C6, you... like... it's a double-edged sword. His C6 is actually not bad. The bad part is that he infuses the weapon with pyro. And... like, look. I have C6, first of all, because I hate seeing notifications. And second, because I actually benefit from him. I forgot to change. I'm using him in Bennett, Diona, Sunling, and Ganyu team. So he giving my team 15% pyro damage bonus is beneficial. But the downside, he infuses your attack with pyro. So, example, here, if I have Eula, and I have Eula, or any other physical damage PS, his ult will absolutely ruin your damage. Like, my Eula hits 5k, right? But with Bennett, she should hit like twice more. And yet, her attacks are pyro now. And she still hits 5. You see? Like second hit hits 5 with Bennett ult and without. Because I'm losing this. I'm losing physical damage bonus. Why it's so big? Wait, what? Okay, I don't know. But Eula also gets a lot more physical damage bonuses. So her normal attacks will suffer. Why I had so much... Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. This, okay. Got it. And she also, I think, gets it from somewhere else. My attack really suffers. I get a lot more base attack. Well, normal attack, I mean. Like, I have 100 and... 1500, or 16 almost. And my banner gives me around 12 more. But he gets rid of my physical damage bonus. You can activate him, as I already mentioned, but it will kill his purpose in some teams. There are not a lot of teams, really. People are overreacting, in my opinion. You don't care about his place in Eula team. You can build Eula team without him if you really want. You can totally build a Razor team without him if you want, and you are not building any other physical DPSs. Or maybe catching. Catching can override it with Electro and just be Electro. If I'm using him in Yoimiya team, although, like, my Yoimiya needs E, right? To deal pyro damage. But if it runs out and I, for whatever reason, still want to keep shooting, not only he gives me 15% bonus damage, bonus pyro damage, he also will infuse my normal attacks with pyro, also making them stronger. So yeah, as I already said, it is a double-edged sword. Okay, what do I need to do? I forgot. Am I planning to do something? Are there more account flex? No. All counter reviews, right? Yeah, no. So I hope that helps. And what's... Should I do Hangout? No. There's so many. I mean, sure. Well, let's start it. There is nothing else really to do anyway. That's not a problem. Feel free to ask if you have any more questions. The game is kinda complicated when you're not playing it like 24/7. It's been a struggle for me as well when I only started. Now I can easily, kinda easily clear the Abyss. No, I will actually, I can actually say it is kinda easy, because I cleared Abyss with so many random teams this time. I even cleared Abyss with my Yanfei. And my Yanfei is really weak. And not only Yanfei. Everybody else also had... I was using, like, Yanfei. This Yanfei. The main problem is her attack, because she has... real bad, and her artifacts is not as great as well. This Yanfei, I was using with her. This Mona. Who else? Oh, I was using Sucrose. Already showed, not really strong. As support, she's really not strong. She gives you like Freedom Tails, but my Mono also gives you Freedom Tails. And Bennett. My Bennett is kinda good. For me, at least. And they completely destroyed. They really destroyed Abyss. I was shocked, but they obliterated it. And like, it might seem like good stats, but compared to stats I have on other characters, it's really not good. Even my supports, some have a lot better stats than my Yanfei. Game is not as hard as it seems, but it's harder than it looks in the beginning. I think it gets complicated for you because when started understanding the game, run out time to play. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you just forget magically everything, but there is a lot of things. Like, you know, I have kind of a background. Did I pick Sai? I thought I picked Diona. It's fine. I have a background of playing another game which has really similar things in it, and yet I was still overwhelmed by the amount of mechanics. It gets hard when you start building teams. I think I'm kind of good at building teams now. By no means I'm perfect, but I can build a team that can beat the Abyss with bad stats. In my opinion, bad stats. That's good enough for me. Am I looking for Sayu? I haven't done hangouts in forever, really. Since I think I did only one when they first were released with Mondstadt and like Noel, and that's the only one I completed, I think. A lot of information and you gotta keep updated. Yeah, you know, the problem is, like, there's a lot of different mechanics. Even if you're just building character, there is like attack, crit rate, crit damage, which is obvious, right? But there's also elemental mastery and energy charge, and you need to like balance them out, especially if you have to use everything. Like, for example, like my Ganyu has a lot of elemental mastery, right? And I sacrificed a lot of other stats to get this. Okay, that's also not it. This 56 elemental mastery. That could have been like 15% attack. Or here. Where is my all elemental mastery? Okay, maybe I have less than I thought. She has more. Yeah, because I forgot this troop set gives you elemental mastery. I sacrificed a lot in some characters, and like it's hard to estimate when you need to stop. When exactly elemental mastery stops being more valuable than other stats. It's really hard to tell.
Toodaloo.
And I really don't want to go like into maths and stuff. Yeah, from Black Desert to Genshin. I mean, you know, I also played Black Desert. Well, not really a lot, but you know, I have like a couple hundred hours there. And it's really different.
You saw right through my disguise. Odd.
A lot of information, like the skill to just consume all this information and, you know, learn is great. It is useful. But I was more talking like about my background. If you know there's a game, you probably don't, but there is a chance, a mobile game called Summoner's War, and it has
What do you mean?
like a rune system, which is really similar to artifacts, but there is no like elemental mastery, elemental damage and stuff. There's only basic stats: attack, HP, defense. So I'm familiar with basics from there, and I think people who are not may struggle more than I. Okay, so why exactly are we stalking Sayu? Or why is she stalking us? Yeah.
Well, I heard that Shimmer has added a delicious new dish to their menu. And Yai Publishing House has some good light novels. Oh, and the dip in ice at bathhouse is always nice. So,
Also have,
Today's
if you
weather
like,
is perfect for.
if you ever find yourself in a difficult spot
So,
because
what can I
you
do for you?
you can't really decide how to build your characters, I actually have a YouTube channel. The first one. It has a bunch of videos. It's mostly not really like guides, but there are also some guides. I also made a video just yesterday about why you need to build supports, which might be beneficial, and I'm also planning to make a video about how to build a team, or teams rather. So if you want, may stick there, may subscribe, and eventually it will come. I'm trying to but lately it takes more and more time each time I'm doing it. I'm making a video. I don't know.
I'll be going now. Don't bother chasing me again. You won't be able to catch me anyway.
Or Sayu.
No, anything but that. You're just as difficult as the Shrine Maiden.
Check it out. Yeah, feel free.
Come on, just let me go, would you? Oh, fine.
I'll be really happy knowing that it might have helped somebody.
No matter how crazy the truth may seem. So, you know I'm into Shumatsu.
There's also
right?
I think another video about
Our job is
some
to
mistakes I
take
made as a
that
beginner
are
player,
inconvenient
and
to hire us,
it
which
might also help.
sometimes includes ambushing
Some of them people are still doing now.
Huh? Doesn't that intimidate you even a little bit? You
Not
do
really,
know what that
Sayu.
means, right?
Yeah, ambushing.
Still no reaction, huh? Don't tell me.
I don't really remember
Anyway,
how often we met Sayu in main game. Does she not know who we are?
just try to express a little concern.
I am really concerned, and concerned as well.
Actually, according to my orders,
Every place I go seem to, go for a lot of changes. I usually,
I don't get it.
the Archon I'm visiting loses their noses in the process, so,
There's loads of
kind of a
operatives.
bad luck, like a black cat of a sort.
All this craziness is starting to interfere with my sleep schedule. I just dropped by to see how you were doing. I was glad to see that you're okay. I was
You know,
worried about how you'd
it's
react.
I'm trying my best to not think of
Who knows what you'd do if you knew that I was out to ambush you.
about hangouts as
When I
dates,
told
because
you,
this
you didn't so much
is
as flinch.
I don't know,
I guess
what,
that actually made me
10
feel
years
a lot
old?
better.
Yeah, thank you.
Who do wanna
So
talk to? Someone in the Yashiro Commission? She's the one who's been assigned to supervise my work. She always tries
Sayu
to
actually is
catch me
a really
whenever
interesting
I'm
character.
slacking off. Basically, it's her duty to keep me from napping. But
I mean, not she has a potential to be a really interesting character, but I don't think whoever's did good enough job. We'll see though. In Hangouts, it should be. There should be a lot of info about her.
If she catches me anywhere near there, I'll never hear the end of
I streamed before and had a YouTube channel which deleted by now. Oh. Why though?
Cut into my time for
Hey.
napping.
Like, I mean, I understand that you might not have time or want to continue, but deleting? That's not the pain of time.
Please.
I don't know, like,
Perceptive. You mustn't tell her that you've seen me anywhere.
the problem is not really what.
We have a deal.
Like,
No word
I
about
can't
me.
keep up the pace, that's the problem. I don't know why. I don't spend that much time. Well, some videos take a lot longer than I expect them to. And, that is very tiring. But, usually, I spend not more than a couple of hours, maybe a day, working on them. And, streaming. So, it shouldn't be too tiring. I don't know why. I really don't know. The real problem will begin when September starts. Because I'll have to go to university, and I'll have even less time. it shouldn't affect anything too much. I'll just not be able to enjoy my life throughout the day fully because I don't have, well, access to PC there.
Where has she run off to this time? Huh? I didn't expect to see you here. You're the traveler, right?
Isn't Sayu like...
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Who is Sayu? White Shrine Maiden is supervising her. Do you know me?
Yes, Miss
Oh, you
Penny
better
Hawk
know
has
me.
spoken of you before.
Because it was
You
just
seem
funny
familiar.
gameplay moments with
Could it be
friends.
my intuition
It
for
didn't
correct?
make sense to keep it
May I ask what
online.
brings you here?
Why not though? Just keep it as memories, no? It doesn't like. It's at the same time sad thing and well, a good on the other hand. That the old videos are, especially if you're not uploading anything new, they're not likely to get viewed. YouTube won't show them to other people, but they'll still there. Well, as I said, as memories. You can just look at them and well remember how it was all. Maybe after several years, you would like look at it and oh yeah, I did that, and maybe even return. Oh, I don't see any.
It just so happens I'm
Any
looking
reason
for
to
a little
delete it,
child
that's what
by
I'm
the name of
saying.
Sayu. She's a ninja with a nasty habit of disappearing the moment I turn around. She's always neglected.
Even Twitch, this wasn't streamer username and removed panel search to Ninja mode followers. Oh,
That I would come looking for her.
I know I wouldn't do that.
You happen to see her anywhere, have you?
Here at university, it's
She's
both
wearing a
time-consuming and
costume.
complicated regarding
Pretty
PSP.
hard to miss.
I mean, this semester is probably going to be really easy. It's just time-consuming because it's the university I am attending is not close to me. It's actually in another city. It's nearby, but it still takes an hour and a half to get there. So just by traveling, I waste 3 hours a day going there and back. This is stupid, but yeah.
Really? Well then, I suppose I'll just have to keep searching for
The problem is
her.
like I probably won't need to do a lot of stuff there. I just wouldn't be able to, well, relax while I'm there. Makes sense, I hope. Yours is 3 hours away from me. Oh, well, kind of the same, but a bit less. So yeah, you do get me.
Oh? How could that be?
Because of that, I like skip more than I'm supposed to.
Did you
I don't
encounter
lose
the
anything,
ninja
I
past the matter?
think, but I'm becoming lazy. More and more lazy.
Huh. Well, I'm sure there's no need to worry. You're
It's
probably
Sayo.
just overthinking things. After all, you have
She's
been
following
a great
us.
service to the Yashiro Commission, and many are thankful for your actions. How could anyone even consider dispatching a ninja to attack you? Like Sayu? You mean to say that this matter is related to Sayu?
Yes.
There's absolutely no need to worry about Sayu. If anything, she's
I don't know, like
extremely
lore-wise, I
loyal
think
and
we are
never
one of
acts
the strongest
presumptuously.
characters in game.
Though
Like,
she often neglects her duties as a
who
ninja
will
and
be able
seems
to
never
even
heed
kill us?
instructions, she's certainly not one to go against our principles.
Probably
At
Raiden
any
can,
rate,
but
such portentous
Raiden is
tasks
no
are
usual
not
ninja.
assigned to her. What's the
It does
matter?
make her.
Are you
She's
still
stalking us.
worried? All right.
You're from
Just to be
Portugal, so
sure,
it's basically
I
how
shall
the country
personally
from.
inquire about this matter with the Yashiro Commission.
Portugal isn't that
While I
small,
am
is
the
it?
Shrine Maiden, it is also part of my duties to take on work from the Shumatsu.
Don't they get like a place in dorm if you're so far away from the university? I think I am able to get
I'm curious myself what could be the cause of such absurd rumors.
a
My
room
intuition
if
tells me that
if
Sayu
I'm like
Mistake
more
must be
than
behind this whole
40
misunderstanding.
kilometers away.
Are you completely certain that you
And
haven't
I'm
seen
not.
her around recently?
It just takes so long because it's early in the morning, there are a lot of traffic jams, and also everything is moving so slow. I haven't seen her around recently. Is she asking about Sayu?
Huh?
I really should.
Sayu, I can see you. Come out from there.
There's actually a cool thing about Sayu. If you are playing with co-op, there is one setting you can turn off. I think it goes like
Does appear that Sayu has
showing
really been given a mission to ambush
effects
you,
or something like that.
which wasn't
I can try to
assigned by
find it.
me, of course.
And
I apologize.
Sayu's idle animation where she turns into, I don't know, that doll is considered an effect. So if it's not shown, you can actually see Sayu just sitting in it. She's not actually transforming, like even in game. She's just hiding in that doll.
Yes. Where do you think you're off to? You have ninjutsu training to complete.
Oh,
So you should
interesting stuff.
to Chinju Forest.
It's kind of hilarious seeing her just sitting there.
An exceptional ninja must not only work hard, but also have ample rest.
200 kilometers hide basically.
Happens to be time for my nap.
Big enough,
So I'll see you next
I'd say.
Goodbye.
You do live there during university time, but renting a house there, since university rooms are just madness, so well, I can understand.
Is that what you want?
But you know, like, you have opportunity. I'm
sorry.
not only my university is hour and a half away from me, I am
Will you
taking this time every day. Well, I think if I really want, well, first I can also rent something, but it's expensive, and if I want to live in dorm, it's a lot cheaper. But I don't want to live there. It has nothing that my house I'm living in has. So what the hell? I'd rather spend additional time than live in a dorm.
Your time. That's all. I helped you by bringing you to the
Especially
shrine
exactly
meeting.
because it's
So
madness,
now
and
you
it also
can
has
return the
nothing.
favor.
I don't want to like move in dormitory, like moving all my stuff from my house. Seems really tedious. I also would be forced to leave with somebody, which is not always a bad thing.
I honestly hope you're not up to something again, Sayu.
That's like flipping a coin. Okay, I'm not sure where this hangout is going.
Up, up, and away.
Just realized this is too far and it's better just teleport.
We've arrived. All right.
I know that there is like this, I don't know, what do I call it, like this hearts relationship matter? Is there a real
You can start by warming up.
possibility to just
Though you may
lose
offer
in the
to
hangout?
help from me,
I don't think there
I
is.
certainly will not abide any trouble for the traveler. Understand?
Have two PCs? You have two PCs? Or why though?
Good. She's
Same
gone.
PC is in university, a Ryzen 5 and 260. Oh, this one has Ryzen 7 and 380. Wow, 380. So I usually play Genshin on the PS5. You know, I'm a simple man. I have only PC, and my PC, well, my PC is kind of like your streaming one. It's like Ryzen 5 and it's 1060. Not 2060, so it's kind of outdated. I would love to upgrade it, but you know, prices now are really bad, so I don't think I kind of can.
Actually, I invited you to come as a helper. No need to
Why?
go into too much
Why would
detail.
you like have two
Shrine
PCs?
meeting
though?
is terrifying.
Isn't it a waste
Since
of
she picks
money?
up on my tracks, it's nearly impossible for me to shake her.
I mean, if you're
You're
slowly
also
but surely just
super
upgrading
sick,
your own
so
PC,
maybe
and it's like
nothing.
eventually you change everything, yeah, I guess you have nothing to do with the second one. But if you're both,
Huh? You mean
that's a
you're
lot of
both
money
asking someone in a moment to
in
die
something
again? All that
I
goes
wouldn't
on
necessarily
is
need.
cruel and involuntary labor. Is it wrong to wish for ample rest? How else can
Also,
I ever
PS5,
reach my
like,
growth spurt?
I never cared about consoles that much. I have PS3 that was bought back in, I don't know, like 2014, I think. before that. But if I am to get PS5, it's really hard to get in my country right now. Like, it's almost always out of stock.
Don't you know? There are tons of benefits to sleeping. You can regain energy, clear your mind.
Pass the time is actually really interesting.
and escape from all
Imagine if you could like pass the time in real life. Like you can, but you can't really force yourself to sleep.
Plenty of growing to do.
Oh, also, interesting fact, Sayu actually believes that patting like her head, like Yaemiko does with her, stops her from growing.
That's right. The other ninja can leap up tall trees in a single bound and pick the tasty fruit
There's so
way
many
up
small
high.
details that
Being
are
tall is
hidden
the key to everything.
in the voice lines.
All the other ninja my age are already way taller than me.
Like while I'm gathering information, I usually
only have one chance to grow up, and that I'll miss my chance if I keep slacking
just
off.
find those.
Of course.
I
it
mean,
is. Haven't you seen
I'm
someone
pretty
suddenly
sure
grow taller while they're sleeping?
I'm pretty sure healthy sleep does affect your growing, but doesn't mean you if you sleep more you'll grow taller. I mean, maybe it does. I'm no doctor. Yeah,
Happens
it couldn't.
all the time. Though, I guess it does sound silly when you think about it.
I got streamed on the Ryzen 5 one, so I don't lose performance on the main one.
Talk to you, the more you'll convince me
Wait.
otherwise. Besides, what's wrong
Were
with
you
falling
like
asleep
using
in my sleep?
both PCs at the same time? You were like streaming with one PC and playing on another? Is that what am I getting this right? Let Jeff use the streaming one. Well, I guess, yeah, if you are in a relationship, that kind of makes sense. Or even if you are like in a family that uses several. Thing is, in my family, and I have a big family, I have 6 people in my family. So 3 siblings. And nobody used PC as me. And the PC I have, I bought myself fully. A while ago, actually. I think it was 4 years ago, I think. Oh, yeah, 4.
Exactly. At first, I
So
only
nobody
wanted
even
to grow as fast as possible. But as I started
had the rights to use. I mean, if they asked, I would
the sleepier I became,
I'd be happy to give them, but nobody cared about PC. I don't know. Not a single person in my family is a gamer.
I'm awake and talking
Weirdly
with
enough,
you,
I thought
but
when my
brain
brother
still feels half
grows,
asleep.
he would
Trust
start
me,
playing like a
work
lot,
is the last
a
thing
lot
on
games,
my mind.
a lot more games that I played in the past.
Even though I've been
And you
getting
know, I can
sleep recently,
finally flex my achievements in games. But out of every competitive games he could have he chosen World of Tanks, and that's exactly the game I've never. Well, I have played it, but like for an hour. How? I have played so many games, and that's the one he picked. So,
Huh? You're saying there's a way to grow
yes,
taller
I also
while
need to
awake
eat
too?
to grow. In Portugal too, but pre-ordered it, so yeah. Well, it's even harder than that. You can like pre-ordering is great, but I'm not talking about you can get it in shops. It doesn't even appear in shop. I haven't seen a single one, and nobody of the people I know have seen a single PS5 in the shops. So it's out of stock in like orders. I mean, you can't buy it anywhere unless you are buying it like in US with delivery, which is also really complicated because Amazon does not deliver in my country. Both yourself too. Work since 15. Well, that's great. I was working at 17 while I was also studying, but you know,
Yes.
our countries might have a bit different economies. I had to work for 3 months straight to, well, actually I was getting average salary. So 3 months of average salary to get my current PC.
It's nothing compared to the adults. Just
I'm
a
not sure
little
how
food is enough to
long
make me
took
full.
you, but it might have
I
took
usually prefer
longer
eating
or
fruit
shorter
rather
depending
than
on,
those
well,
big, filling dishes.
economy.
But I think I
and
get
the
it now.
prices.
With more
They're also sometimes
kids,
different.
People can grow bigger and taller. If anybody can eat a lot, it's the samurai.
There's no
I
PS5
should
in
follow
shops.
their example.
Shame. Good thing I don't care about PS5.
I guess. Let's head into town and find
I know some
something
people
to
who like prefer console over PC, and like I might understand if a person want to play console. Yeah, that's interesting. Bigger screen usually, although you can kind of just connect your TV to your PC, but no, maybe it's not that great. And some people like to play with gamepad, but some people actually buy console without having PC, which is weird because you can use PC not only for playing, and I personally think it, like, for me, console can't replace PC. Yeah, I can also like watch videos. I can play games, but I can't like work from PS, right? I can't do any programming effectively, I mean. So yeah, I would never replace it. But I guess if you're just a simple person, it might.
Something smells amazing
Getting around
here.
850 euros a month.
It smells so good that I'd even wake up to find
Oh,
where
that's
it's coming from.
That's actually less than I expected.
What can I get?
Around 300 for monthly expenses now from... Oh. I mean, right now I live...
Rice cake soup,
I don't know the current
a
cost of euro here, but I think I live with around 150 euros a month. Fully by myself, I mean.
Time waits for no one.
Maybe
It's time for
200
me
at,
to take
at
things
like
into
top.
my own hands.
So yeah, not a lot
Anymore,
less.
We'll still have time to try something else.
PC is far, but PC is better. PC is a lot more versatile than console. Console is only for gaming, and you know, like spending time playing, watching maybe videos and stuff. But it would never match PC.
I've always taken a proactive approach to growing taller. I can even overcome my
Is there a reason why
sleepiness if I
Sayo
need
wants to be
to.
taller? It's just
Speaking of which,
child
I've
concern.
never been able to eat very much in one sitting.
Receive more, but
Thought I could try and see what
850
my
is after
appetite this
taxes.
time,
Oh, I'm not
but
familiar with like
if I can't
taxing
finish
in
it
other
all,
countries. It's
what's
really
your
complicated
opinion?
sometimes.
No,
Here it's
that's no good.
it's
got to stay
a lot
positive.
easier, I'd say.
I know
You don't
I
really
can
need
finish
to do a lot of stuff because usually the employer builds taxes for you, and he just reduces everything. And well, salary is a lot less here, but taxes are also less. And taxes here are like 13%.
Yay, thanks. That way, I don't have to worry about any of the food going to waste. Eating food
Portugal, you
like
basically
this
pay
will
around
help me
40
grow right away,
45%
won't
tax.
it?
Yeah, I'm aware. A lot of countries have bigger,
Let's eat everything up and find
much
out.
bigger tax. But you know, I would rather have 3 to 5 times bigger salary and have 2 times bigger taxes. I would still have more profit.
I'm alright. Don't worry about me. I'm just a bit full. Ugh.
Sometimes taxes are really hard to
Price of getting taller,
like
then I'm
do.
willing to pay.
You know, you have to
Okay,
fill
time to order some more
documents about how much you earned
dango. Yes.
and do it
more
everything
dango.
yourself. Here, as I said, usually it does
I
company
think the dango
that hire you.
making a swirl reaction in my tummy. Who knew
There's an
dongos
instant
would pack
system.
such a
Oh god, my
punch?
throat. Let me drink some water. There's an instant system in some countries, for example in Japan, that your taxes depend on your income. The more income you have, the more like taxes you pay. Not everybody happy about it, but it's, you know,
Why does growing have to be
better
so
for somebody
difficult?
who is, well, poor, basically. Don't mind paying taxes not giving you any benefits? Well, it does give you benefits. It just it's your daily life. I mean, some people may not understand that, but anything you have for free in your country exists because of taxes. Like, I don't know, some countries have free education, free medical attention, and that's obvious stuff that you see, right? But you also have laws that protect you. You also have some people like doctors, or I don't know, like I don't know, army for whatever reason, like police officers and stuff who are also working for kind of for you, right? You're also paying for them, and you know, for improving country and stuff. That stuff. You're paying for something, usually. Not always, but usually.
I understand.
Well, have anything for free. I mean, yeah, but as I said, the fact that your country protects your rights, like even when you're working, right? It has laws that prevent your employer from, well, basically just not paying you, right? And well, similar stuff. It's not free. It seems like it's free, but it's not. You're paying for that too. As already mentioned, police officers, you don't need them most of the time, but some people do, and they also like passively giving you some protection, like as a preventive measure, you know. That's also not free. There's a lot of stuff that needs money that country pays. There's also, you know, stuff like corruption. People are just taking money and they magically disappear from your budget, but nothing can be done about it. Well, something can be done, but you know, really hard.
I won't give up. Some things can never be achieved.
So, in like perfect world, when corruption does not exist and people don't take any budget money, it can just be stored, right? So they spend it for something. They do spend it. You just don't know where. But if you're really interested in that, usually government provides information on where they spend your money. Sometimes it might be really dumb. You know, sometimes they are buying like dishes for 10,000 euros for whatever reason. Like really just a set of dish, and you're like, why? But more often than not, they show you like, we spend like 300 million on, I don't know, like education, building schools, stuff.
That's it. I'm done. Growing is more painful than I thought. We still have 2 radishes left over. Would you mind finishing them?
I'm kinda like listening to this half ear. Is she eating because we told her that it helps growing?
Let me think. On second thought, let me try to eat more. Otherwise,
Sure,
I
Sayu.
feel like I didn't give it my best shot. I should at least eat one more.
Overeating is never
Then
good.
I'll call it quits. No more trying to grow by eating.
Sometimes I just get really greedy. When I'm really hungry, I might just, I don't know,
Where are you, Sayu?
get a delivery with excessive amount of food that I literally don't need, and because it's so delicious, I just keep eating it, and then my stomach hurts, and like, yeah. Long story short, you should not be
She's coming
eating more than you need.
What should we do? There's only one option now. I'll lead her away from here and try to shake her off my trail. We'll meet back here later. I'll just slip away and...
Also want
oh no.
Sayu's friendship card.
It's too full. Right.
Expressions. Wait, did I make any choices? How the hell did I get a name? Where? Did you hear that? I heard error. I'm convinced this is a robot. Not only she looks the same everywhere we go, she also goes with this random error. Rebooting. I have some notification. What did I do? Okay. What's this? New update incoming? Thank you, I know. Oh wait. Is there... What's the second banner? This dog gonna be at the same time? Both skips. Wait. And nothing really. Okay. I can probably show you a card. Oh no, you can't see it here. I don't know how it looks though. It gives you a cape. Oh, this, look. Here's a cape, the Tanuki tail. I need that.
You've got nothing else to do. Why don't I tell you a story?
Okay. So back to the hangout. What did I do? I really should have listened. Oh. That's cool. I really should have listened to what we... to what she was talking about. Okay, maybe it's not the best idea to do hangouts while I'm not in the mood to listen to the story. One day, maybe. One day. Okay, what do we have though? There's not a lot of things to do. Let's go do weekly bounties. And other stuff. Oh, really use more. Although, with Somero, I think it will be a lot easier to get a lot more from chests. So I won't really need it that much. What? Hydro. But additional Mora is always welcome. I don't need this friendship team, right? Sure. That's just... I'm like slowly entering the state where I'm again I have nothing to do really in the game. Not the problem with Genshin. Although, on the other hand, a lot of people, like late game players, they say like, yeah, there's nothing to do, not enough content in the game, and that's partially true. But like at the same time, this game takes, let's say, like 3 to 4 months of actively playing to get to the state we're currently in, and 3 to 4 months of playing is a lot. You can't escape. You can't expect a game to give you content for hundreds upon hundreds of hours when it's not even completed yet. Do I have to kill all of them? I did not crit. How are you not critting? Really, how am I not critting? Wait, I have 20. My passive was working, and I have another 15 from Cryo Resonance. First shot should apply Cryo, and second one, oh no, even if it freezes, if I don't know. Ganyu is just not critting. I hope I'll get Amos eventually. But my next 5-star from that was the absolutely the worst things I could make. Oh, it reset, great.
Fallen leaves, adorn my
I don't know why I'm not swirling cryo, but sure. My next 5-star should be a character. I hope that will be a kid, though. What, like... It feels so bad every time that I have Prima Gems stacking. I have this really weird feeling that I have to spend all of them. But I don't need to. Like, I don't need anybody. I don't need Zhongli, I don't need new Dendra character because he will be added to standard banner. So I have to wait another banner through. Although it's not like I have enough Prima Gems even for soft PD. Let alone 2 soft PDs. Where? Oh, I see. Since when I like returned to the game, which happened in September of last year, I had this urge to roll on weapon banner. I know that's a bad idea, but I can't help it. Like, I'm thinking that I can have, like, good thing, the fact that Amos bow is in standard banner prevents me from going for anything else. Like, for Amos bow and weapon banner. But Staff of Homo though, I would really use that. I could really use that. Why am I dealing with reduced damage? Is my ult not full? My ult is full. Random arrow. Okay. That brings me again to the question: do people really struggle with the game besides Abyss? I guess when you're AR 25 entering Inazuma, that might be difficult.
We're way behind schedule.
But you know, sometimes I like to join random people's worlds, especially if I can find some. Like this. Help. There's usually a lot more like this. I like to join and help. And there are two bosses that people always are struggling with. It's Big Geovishap, this one, and Oceanid. And I have no idea how. Like, with both, you need just one thing. With Geovishap, you need shield. Really? Just shield. Any shield that is at least, like, I don't know, like 5,000 HP should work. Just don't let it be destroyed with single attack. And if you're fighting Oceanid, just, I don't know, use literally any character with auto aim. Fischl, I don't know, Yanfei, Ganyu you have. Not auto aim, but should work still. Any catalyst or any... Any off-field DPS with auto aim will do. I have no idea how people struggle that. Like, one can argue that, yeah, they are just beginners, and yeah, that's true, although some of them are like IR 40. I never struggled with Oceanid at all. And I never struggled with Jivisha, but when he was introduced, I already had somewhat built Ganyu. Oh, the thing is, I passed him without shield at all. My team back then was like Ganyu, Hutao, Mona, and Noel, I think? No, Noel. She said no shield. Somebody else, I don't remember. Yeah, Noel was not built back then. So I don't understand how people struggle. And Oceanid, I started farming really early. Because I was building my Barber actually. My Barber is level 60, I think. Yeah. I haven't touched her since the very beginning. But I did farm Oceanid. Not a lot of times, but still. You know, soon, I think since I'm really fast running out of things to do, I was always wondering if I can make some weird builds work, and I will do that. But for that I need to... For that I need a lot of characters leveled up and with good... What do I need? Right, do I have eggs? I don't think I have. Let's see, I ran out of them, and unless... Stop it, I need to use... Oh, I picked up some! Great. So yeah, I need characters level up, I need talents. I have a lot of artifacts already, so I think I can get at least somewhat decent any character. Like, I can easily make DPS Diona now. I just need to upgrade her normal attack. It's a bit weird, but I promise DPS Diona can work. I promise. It's a viable thing, and only because of one. I think it's Constellation. Where is she? Here she is. This one. No. This one. Yeah. If she's standing in her ult, her charge time reduced by 60%. So I have no idea why this is here. Probably because Diona was added really early and nobody knew what they were doing. But yeah, this. She can shoot. And if she can deal like 30,000 with one hit, yeah, that's just a minigun. I promise that'll work. One day, I'll make it. I don't think I have enough. I mean, I can try to see how much it deals. I don't know why I'm going so far each time. Let's see. It actually needs the materials I already have a lot of, including books. Nobody needs it. Well, I think one character, what I already have, needs these books. But everybody else needs like a book with a shield on it. Everybody, literally. Like Noel, Jing, Mona, Fischl. I'm not actually sure about Fischl and Mona, but I'm pretty sure they are also need. The girls, they all need these shield things. You know what? We're building DPS Diana. You can't stop me. I know that I'll be disappointed, but I can't. I have to do that. I'll just give her my... I'll give her my Ganius artifacts, and probably weapon as well. There. And she probably will fit exactly on the same team as well. Is there a cryo support that can help her deal more damage? No, right? I mean, Rosaria kinda can, but not really. No, I'm not upgrading to level 9. It takes too much more. I just turned some. Okay. Let's go test. I don't know. My prediction is like 20 to 30,000 damage. Her multipliers are not as great. Really, Chad Shore is only good at Gani, I think. Gani is the only one who has good. And only because her Snowflake deals twice damage as the first. Let's just switch them. So I can give all of them back without any problems. That's also probably the best set I have. I won't have a lot of crit rate. Oh, I will. Is there a better than this? Where? I mean, it doesn't actually matter because she scales with HP, but what the heck? Why was she wearing another one? Okay. I can take either, actually. 21%. Is 21% more than... Oh, wait. This prototype actually will give us nothing, right? Because there is no weak spot on Geovishap. Yeah. Let's just switch then. What is this? Who's supposed to use this? Like... You and me, no? Use an elemental skill? Use this weapon. Okay, let's see. I probably will be ending after that. There is really nothing to do. All we have to do now is wait till Samara will be released. I think it's released on Wednesday, which is a bit unfortunate since I'm not usually streaming on that day. I don't know.
Let's go.
Not the first one to do, but
Let's go.
1 day delay is not that bad, is it? I'll see actually. I may consider... Well... streaming at Wednesday. I just usually don't have time to do that.
I'm going in.
As one with wind and cloud.
Can't handle your dream. Huh.
You can't stop me. No.
Think you can bully me?
My shield ran out. I saw 50,000. Okay, I saw 50,000.
I won't accept defeat.
Did my shield run out? Okay, it's actually really hard to do because I I don't know the rotation, but it can work. I saw 50,000 damage.
Off we go.
It's actually a lot more than I expected to see. The problem was I used my E, Diana's E, to apply cryo.
Off we go.
Then I could have used, well, something else. Like Ganyu, for example. And also need better pyro player than just Kazuha. He can work, but he can't work with Diana because she attacks a lot faster than Ganyu.
The wind knows me.
Okay, I kinda...
No touching.
Everybody stand back.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Scratch. Diana special.
This is so scuffed, but it deals damage, okay? It deals 10k without...
Let's go, let's go.
I don't know, how am I supposed to do this? I wish they added like a mannequins or something that I could use to
Think you can bully me?
test my damage instead of fighting this menace. My shield will run out.
Into the wind.
Oh no, it won't. It's really hard. Like, I need to keep both Pyro application and swirl cryo. I'm not sure how to do that.
Access denied.
Why am I doing this again? Oh wait, actually, my gunny can provide me cryo damage bonus, right?
Ha, I'm here.
Like this.
Blaze over.
Wind strike.
Teamwork is strength.
As one with wind and cloud.
Shaken and stirred. Look
Okay,
at you.
he's actually dead. No. Okay, you see, my Diona can destroy PoE shop. Is there a better way to test my damage? Not really, right? Okay. I saw the high damage. I'm satisfied, kinda. Actually, she deals a lot more damage than I expected her to do. Actually, cool. So technically, it's really hard to use, but if you want, you can build DPS Diana, and she will deal damage. I'm pretty sure 50k per shot is enough. Like, my Gunny deals 200, and her main salient Poland that it's an AoE, but my Diana can, in same like situation, can deal about 150 because her attacks a lot faster than Gunny's. I'm pretty sure in the single target DPS she may deal almost the same amount of damage as Ganyu in single target, but she will lose a lot in AoE. Oh, I understood. Okay, I was thinking like why I can't attack because my shield relies on my HP and without I don't have any HP without artifact. Oh yeah, so if you want to use, you probably replace Ganyu with like a shield, another shield. Like the real Diana team would look something like Diana, Bennett. I feel like I want better Pyro player, so instead of Kazuha, it will be less damage, like per shot, but probably more damage over time. So Bennett, Diana, Sandling, and another shielder. Maybe Zhongli if you have one. If you don't, you may use Xinyan and Kazuha then. It should be enough pyro application that. This is such a shame that I can't just spend more time building these stupid teams. And also making them work. I'm pretty sure I can make them work. I need to check if I returned everything. I did, right? I think I did. So yeah, so that's a gotta be any here. That was interesting. Here's an adventure. Actually, I like spending time, well, reviewing accounts or even doing a beast, especially somebody else's a beast. Especially if I'm using the characters I don't have. But just helping also feels really great. So yes, it was a great stream. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming streams. So, next time I'll be streaming tomorrow. You can always check the schedule on the schedule tab or below the stream. You can also find there a link to my Discord server and YouTube channels. Be sure to check those out. And yeah, I think let's start the raid, and it's gonna be it for the day. As always, see you guys next time. Bye bye.